We're finally here to talk about real baseball that means something as the Blue Jays lose the series to the Tampa Bay Rays 2-1, and we will be breaking down each game here in this video. And as I mentioned before I went to my buddy's cottage, that after this video, these 3 games, we'll get back into the swing of things of every single game. We'll do a video afterwards. We'll get back into the groove, but this video was going to be uploaded today. I did tell you guys that. All right. Now, let's get into this, and let's talk about the good thing that happened is winning Game 1. Because really that was the only thing positive that we could talk about. Now, who started for the Blue Jays in this win? Well, it was Ryu getting his first start as Toronto Blue Jay. Now, statistically, he wasn't the greatest, but I did hear that he pitched a lot better than the line suggests. He did go 4 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs. All 3 were earned, struck out 4, and walked 3. Which isn't very good numbers-wise, but again, it's his first start. He hasn't pitched in so long. You gotta give the guy a break, okay? Now, offensively, nobody really had anything going until the top of the 4th inning where the Blue Jays really started to get on the board as it all starts with an infield single from Cavan Biggio, then Vladdy Guerrero singles, then Travis Shaw walks. Now the bases are loaded, nobody out for Randall Grichuk, and he singles into left field. Biggio scores. All right, the Jays are now up 1-0. Then, this is where things get different. Rowdy Tellez, sac fly. Teoscar Hernandez, sac fly. As we talked about in the preseason games, in the exhibition games against the Red Sox, those type of outs, those very solid outs adding runs to your team, basically, the sac flies are a strikeout. Big difference, and the Jays were able to tack on 2 more and lead 3-0 after the 4th inning. Now, as I always like to say, hey, you want to put a 0 up in the next half inning? Well, they didn't. They gave up RBI double to Brasso, making it a 3-1 game. However, in the next half inning, Cavan Biggio comes up with Danny Jansen on and Bo Bichette on, and belts one down the right field line. The question was either it's going to have enough juice, and is it fair? And it's gone. 3-run shot for Cavan Biggio, a 6-1 Jays lead, and the first home run of the year for the Toronto Blue Jays, and you got a 6-1 lead. Now you got to shut this thing down in the top of the 5th. Problem, in the bottom half of the 5th, Tsugo hits a 2-run shot, and just like that 6-1 game, it's now 6-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Willie Adames singles, 6-4. Can we put these guys away? They are able to do so. They come away with the 6-4 victory. We'll quickly run through the numbers here real quick. Bo Bichette 1 for 5 in the ballgame with a run scored. Cavan Biggio obviously had a great first game, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs, the home run. And a couple runs scored. Good job for him. Vladdy went 1 for 5 with a run scored. Shaw 1 for 3 with a run scored. Randall Grichuk 1 for 4 with an RBI. Teoscar Hernandez 1 for 3 with the RBI and the sac fly. Derek Fisher went 1 for 3, staying hot since that 2-homer game against Boston. And then Danny Jansen 1 for 3. Now in the bullpen, if you guys did not see the Instagram post that I did post on there on the story, I did very briefly break this down. We talked about Ryu's outing. Jordan Romano gets the win, the first win of his big league career. He went an inning, walked a couple batters, got a couple strikeouts, and got out of the clean inning. Good job there. Anthony Bass was very good. Inning and a third, didn't allow a hit, didn't walk a batter, didn't get a strikeout, but nothing doing there. Great inning for Anthony Bass. Rafael Dolis, he gave up the 1 run, walked 2 batters, and gave up a hit, so he had a tough first outing for the Blue Jays, even though it was an unearned run, but really not a great outing for him. And Ken Giles comes out in the 9th and goes an inning, doesn't give up a hit, walks 1, strikes out 2, clean job for him. Ball game, the Jays win the opener, 1-0 so far in this 3-game set. Now, let's move ahead to Game 2. Matt Shoemaker was on the mound for the Blue Jays, and he was spectacular. You know, other than one missed pitch, I think it was, that he, the double to G-Man Choi. Other than that, Matt Shoemaker was straight up dynamite. And you thought after that double that this game might be over, because that was in the bottom of the 6th inning. You know, nobody had anything cooking offensively. And then the next half inning, Reese McGuire gets a hanging curveball and doesn't miss it as he crushes about 7 or 8 rows back into the seats. And just like that, the game is tied at 1. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Sam Gaviglio comes out in a bottom of the 8th inning of a tie ball game. I'm not sure about that. I'm really not too sure about that. He comes out and just has a horrendous time. Brendan Lau hits a two-run triple, and then he balks. Sam Gaviglio then balks, bringing home the third run of the inning. It is now a 4-1 Rays lead, and just like that, the game is over, and the Blue Jays lose it 4-1. Offensively for the Jays today, they had 1 run on 8 hits. I don't know what's going on with the lighting here, people. I don't know what's going on here. I'll have to figure that out. But offensively, let's go through the numbers real quick. Bichette 1 for 5. So again, back-to-back 1 for 5 games to start his season. Kevin Biggio, second game in a row. He's been real good. 2 for 3 in that one. Guerrero 1 for 4. Gurriel 1 for 4. Good to see him back out there. Travis Shaw 1 for 3 in the ball game. Grichuk 1 for 4, Reese McGuire 1 for 4, but a total of only 8 hits for the Blue Jays. The good number I like to see, though, only 5 strikeouts, so that's a good number for the Jays. Now, pitching-wise, as we talked about, Matt Shoemaker was straight-up dominant. 6 innings of 3-run ball, 1 run, 4 Ks, and only 2 walks. He was very good over the 6 innings. Right where he left off last year after that injury, before that injury. Really good job there. AJ Cole gets his first outing as a Blue Jay, and clean inning, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts, just a clean job for him. And as we said, Gaviglio was bad. A third of an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs, a strikeout, 2 walks, and a balk. Really not a great job for him. And Brian Moran comes in and goes 2/3 of an inning, gets a strikeout, and that was it for the ball game. Jays lose at 4-1. It's okay. It's a split series right now. Now you got to win the finale. Let's get to this one, because this one people did not enjoy, and people got real upset about this, and I don't blame you. Now, on the Sunday, right, the Jays come in looking for the series win, and again, just like the last game, no offense early on, nothing until the 6th inning, where the Blue Jays get bases loaded, nobody out, and Randall Grichuk hits a single, but there's an error from Margot, and people start going around like crazy. Grichuk scores on the play. Hernandez had the base hit, and the Jays have a 1-0 lead. Exactly what you want to see. Hernandez up at third base with nobody out. This is exactly what you want if you're the Blue Jays. Then Danny Jansen, it's an inside-out swing. He jammed them hard, but he was able to dump it into center field for a base hit. Hernandez comes in to score. The Blue Jays now lead it 2-0. We're feeling good here in the 6th inning, getting some runs. Then, a few batters later, the Jays now get the bases loaded. Still nobody out. And Bo Bichette rips a single into left field. 2 runs come in to score. The Jays lead it 4-0 in the 6th inning. Oh, things are going great for the Blue Jays. And meanwhile, to this point, going into that 6th inning, the Jays are killing it. Thomas Hatch for the Blue Jays. First big league outing for him, 2 1/3, not a single hit. He walked 2 and struck out 3. He was awesome in his debut for the Blue Jays. Anthony Kay went out there, 2 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, a couple strikeouts, and the one run he gave up was a solo shot to G-Man Choi, and that made it a 4-1 game. But you're thinking to yourself, whatever, 1 run after the 6th inning, not a big deal. Let's keep going here. Tsutsugo hits a ground ball to first. It was an RBI ground out to make it a 4-2 game. All right. Then we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Okay. No, am I totally wrong here? No, I'm right. G-Man Choi then walks the bases loaded to make it a 1-run ball game. Brendan Lau, infield single. We are tied. We'll get into all the shenanigans that happened with Ken Giles. We'll get into that in a second here, guys. I'm just running through this real quick. Now we go to extras. Shouldn't have got here, but we're there. And Gurriel's a sac fly to give the Jays the lead. All right, we're back in front. This is what we need. Then in the bottom half of the 10th, Kevin Kiermaier triples, and that's the ball game. They score 2 runs, and the Jays lose 6-5. Now, a guy who is red hot this year so far, because in this ball game was 2 for 2 with a run scored, Randall Grichuk. He leaves the game. Not what you want to see. He leaves the game with lower back irritation. He is not in the lineup for tonight's game against the Nationals, which is happening in about 3 hours. So that's not a good sign, because after that 2 for 2, he was hitting 400. When have we seen Grichuk do this? Then he gets hurt. But it's okay. He had the lead at the time. It's all right. Now, if you're the Blue Jays, you go to Giles in the 9th inning. He can't throw a strike. And they go out there and they talk to him. Oh, everything's fine. Okay. Continues to throw. He's clearly not okay. Now he's wincing. Things are not looking good. What was the problem he had last year? Elbow. What's the problem now? Elbow. You don't keep pushing it until you can barely hold your arm. He leaves the game. They blow the game in the ninth. I mean, he obviously had a tough time in that ninth inning, but they put in, what was it, Moran, I think it was, who came in after him? Yeah, and he gives up the one hit, the infield single. And then Shun Yamaguchi, I mean, he wasn't good. Give up the one hit, give up both runs to lose the ball game. So it was just a terrible bullpen day. Absolutely horrendous. Who lost the game well, I guess 2 days ago now, that ball game? Sam Gaviglio. Who lost it last night, or yesterday afternoon? It was really a mixture of Hurt and Giles, Moran and Yamaguchi. I wouldn't say really Moran, because he went the third of it and give him an infield single. You can't really blame him too much. But then Yamaguchi. The Blue Jays bullpen has been awful. The starting pitching for the first 3 games have been very solid. Yeah, Ryu wasn't the greatest, but as I said, he pitched better than the line suggests. And Hatch was great today. Yesterday. Even Anthony Kay was great, and Shoemaker was fantastic. We got Trent Thornton on the mound today against the Nats. So, look, this does not mean it's the end of the world, people. We are 3 games in. I understand it's a sprint, not a marathon, but it is 3 games. You are 1-2 on the year. It does matter, but it doesn't. Whatever happened the last few days is gone. Now you move on. All right? You play the Nationals. Let's get through the numbers real quickly. Bo Bichette went 2 for 6 in the ballgame with a couple RBIs. Good for him. Biggio 1 for 5. Vladdy went 2 for 5 in the game. And funny thing is, Rowdy Tellez, after having that great, summer camp and Red Sox series and whatnot, in the 2 games and the 7 plate appearances that 7 official at-bats that he's had, he doesn't have a hit. That's what we all say. Spring training doesn't mean diddly squat. All right, and Grichuk was doing great. Hernandez went 2 for 5 in the game. He's hitting .250 so far in the very, very young season. Jansen 1 for 4 in this one. And, Brandon Drury, first game back, he went 2 for 4. Good job there. And Lourdes Gurriel Jr., 1 for 2 with an RBI in this one. Obviously the sac fly in extras. Okay? So now, like I said, the series is done. It's over. Move on. All right, now we have the Washington Nationals for a 3-game set at Nationals Park. You have Trent Thornton against Anibal Sanchez tonight. All right, and then on Tuesday night, you have Tanner Roark versus Austin Voth. A very, very, very interesting name there. And the finale of the series, you got Max Scherzer versus Hyun-Jin Ryu. A very interesting performance. 2 pitchers, very good pitchers, who had very bad first outings. So it's going to be an interesting series against the Nationals. Forget about the Rays. What happened, happened. Today is a new day. You win this game, you're back to 500, 2-2, and then we forget about that Rays series altogether. All right, let's get through it. We can do it. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. I guess your thoughts on the games, plural. All right. Everything, guys, go comment down below. Everything you guys want to talk about when it comes to the Blue Jays and the way they've played over the first 3 games of the year and what your expectations are for this National Series. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Instagram link is down in the description, so follow up if you guys are interested in that. All right, and I will talk to you guys Raptors edition very shortly, as I will be breaking down the 2 scrimmages that happened for the Raptors against the Rockets and the Portland Trail Blazers. We'll be talking about those 2 games in separate videos. I'm just letting you know right now that's what's happening. And as for the Leafs, well, I think their exhibition game started up either tomorrow or in a couple days or whatnot, so I'll be doing videos on that. Here come the videos, people, flooding in real hot. And as for the Blue Jays, like I said, they play the Nationals at 6:05 tonight. 6:05 tonight. Trent Thornton, Anibal Sanchez. Jays looking to start this 3-game set on the right note and get it back in the win column after 2 really tough losses. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.